This is not a story about success. This is a story about small changes. Tiny, almost invisible changes. The kind of changes you ignore. The kind of habits you don't even notice. But over time, they become everything. Think about your life for a moment. Where you are today, your health, your confidence, your finances, your relationships. They are not the result of one big decision. They are the result of hundreds, of thousands, of small choices. Choices so small. You never thought they mattered. But they do. They matter more than anything else. This is the core idea of atomic habits. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Let that sink in. Because most people are obsessed with goals. I want to lose weight. I want to be successful. I want to be confident. But goals are not enough. In fact, goals can be misleading. Imagine two people. Both have the same goal. They want to win a race. One wins. One loses. Did the loser lack goals? No. Both had the same goal. So what made the difference? Their habits. Their systems. Their daily actions. Winners and losers often have the same goals, but very different habits. And habits are what shape your identity. Not once. Not occasionally. But every single day. Your life today is a reflection of your habits. If you are unhealthy, it is because of repeated unhealthy habits. If you are struggling financially, it is because of repeated financial habits. If you are confident, it is because of repeated confident actions. Everything comes back to habits. But here's the problem. Most people try to change their habits the wrong way. They try to change outcomes. I want to lose 10 kilos. I want to earn more money. Or they try to change processes. I will go to the gym. I will start saving money. But they ignore the most important level, identity. Real change comes from identity. Not from what you want to achieve, but from who you want to become. Instead of saying, I want to run a marathon. Say, I am a runner. Instead of saying, I want to write a book. Say, I am a writer. This is powerful. Because every action you take becomes a vote for the type of person you want to be. Every small habit is a vote. You read one page, you are voting to become a reader. You skip a workout, you are voting to become someone who avoids effort. You save a small amount of money, you are voting to become financially disciplined. These votes build your identity. And once your identity changes, everything else becomes easier. Because behavior that aligns with your identity feels natural. You don't have to force it. You don't have to struggle. It becomes who you are. But how do habits actually work? Why do we repeat certain behaviors, even when we know they are bad for us? And why is it so hard to build good habits? Every habit follows a simple loop. Cue. Craving. Response. Reward. Again, cue, craving, response, reward. This loop is happening inside your brain every single day, without you even realizing it. Example. Your phone buzzes. That's the cue. You feel a desire to check it. That's the craving. You pick up the phone. That's the response. You feel satisfied or entertained. That's the reward. And just like that, a habit is formed. Now imagine this loop repeating dozens of times a day. That's your life. A collection of loops. Some good. Some bad. And most of them automatic. If you want to change your habits, you don't need more motivation. You don't need more willpower. You need to understand this loop. And then, you need to design it. Because habits are not something you fight. They are something you design. There are 4 simple laws to build better habits. Make it obvious. Make it attractive. Make it easy. Make it satisfying. And if you want to break a bad habit, do the opposite. Make it invisible. Make it unattractive. Make it difficult. Make it unsatisfying. Simple, but powerful. Let's go deeper. The first law, make it obvious. Most of our habits are invisible. We do them without thinking. So the first step is awareness. Look at your daily routine. From the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. What do you actually do? Not what you think you do, but what you really do. Because awareness is the beginning of change. You cannot change what you do not notice. One powerful method is habit stacking. You attach a new habit to an existing one. After I brush my teeth, I will read 1 page. After I drink my morning tea, I will write 1 sentence. This works because you are not starting from zero. You are building on something that already exists. The second law, make it attractive. We are driven by desire. If something feels good, we want to do it. If it feels boring, we avoid it. So how do you make good habits attractive? You pair them with something you enjoy. Only listen to your favorite podcast while exercising. Only watch your favorite show while doing chores. Now the habit becomes something you look forward to. And that changes everything. The third law, make it easy. This is where most people fail. They try to do too much too soon. They aim for perfection instead of consistency. But the truth is, the easier a habit is, the more likely you are to do it. If you want to start reading, don't aim for 1 hour. Start with 1 page. If you want to exercise, don't aim for 1 hour. Start with 5 minutes. Because the goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to show up. Again and again. Consistency beats intensity. Every time. The fourth law, make it satisfying. Your brain loves rewards. If a habit feels rewarding, you will repeat it. If it feels painful, you will avoid it. So you need to create instant satisfaction. Even for long-term habits. Track your progress. Mark your actions. See your growth. Because progress feels good. And feeling good keeps you going. These 4 laws are simple. But they are not easy. Because real change requires patience. It requires consistency. And most importantly, it requires belief. Belief that small changes actually matter. Because here's the truth. Success is not a big moment. It's not one breakthrough. It's not one decision. It is the result of daily habits. Repeated over time. Like compound interest. Small improvements adding up. Day by day. Month by month. Year by year. Until one day, everything is different. But from the outside, it looks like it happened overnight. It didn't. It was always happening in the background. Silent. Invisible. Powerful. There is something most people never understand. And because they don't understand it, they quit too early. They give up right before everything was about to change. Imagine an ice cube. The room is cold. Very cold. Temperature is -5 degrees. Nothing happens. You warm the room to -4. Still nothing. -3, nothing. -2, nothing. -1, nothing. 0 degrees, still nothing. Then 1 degree. And suddenly, the ice starts to melt. Now think carefully. Did the change happen at 1 degree, or was it happening the entire time? This is how habits work. You don't see results for a long time. And then suddenly, everything changes. This is the phase where most people fail. A silent phase where your efforts are building, but not visible. And most people quit here because they believe nothing is working. But something is working. Your habits are compounding. Like money growing quietly in the background. Small deposits every single day. Not exciting. Not dramatic. But powerful over time. Think about bamboo. For years, nothing appears above the ground. No visible growth. But underneath, roots are expanding. Spreading deep. Spreading wide. Building strength. And then one day, growth explodes. Fast. Unexpected. But the truth is, it was never sudden. It was built in silence. Your life works the same way. Your habits are your hidden roots. If you keep building them, results will come. But only if you stay consistent. Now think about your environment. Most people believe success depends on willpower. But willpower fades. Environment stays. Your surroundings shape your behavior more than your intentions. If unhealthy food is always around you, you will eat it. If your phone is always near you, you will use it. If distractions surround you, you will lose focus. This is not weakness. This is design. Every habit is triggered by something. A place. A time. An object. A feeling. So if you want to change your habits, change your environment. Make good habits obvious. Keep a book in sight. Place your workout clothes ready. Keep water nearby. Small changes create big results. And for bad habits, do the opposite. Make them invisible. Hide distractions. Create distance. Because what you don't see, you don't think about. And what you don't think about, you don't repeat. You don't need more discipline. You need better design. Now think deeper. Why do bad habits feel so strong? Why do we repeat them, even when we know they are harmful? Because every habit solves a problem. Even bad ones. You don't scroll endlessly because you are lazy. You scroll because you are bored. You don't overeat because you lack control. You overeat because you want comfort. You don't delay work because you are weak. You delay because you feel overwhelmed. Bad habits are not the real problem. They are the response. The real issue is the feeling behind them. So if you want to break a bad habit, understand the feeling first. Ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Stress, boredom, fear, loneliness. Once you understand that, you can replace the habit with something better. Instead of scrolling, move your body. Instead of overreading, take a pause. Instead of avoiding work, take one small step. Because replacing a habit is easier than removing it. Now return to identity. Because this is where real change happens. Every action you take is shaping your identity. Each habit is a signal telling you who you are. If you keep saying, I am lazy, your actions will follow. If you believe, I am disciplined, your actions will follow. Because identity drives behavior. But identity is not fixed. It is built through repetition. Through small daily actions. You don't become confident by thinking. You become confident by acting with courage. You don't become disciplined by wishing. You become disciplined by showing up. Again and again. Each small action is a vote. Each repetition is proof. And slowly, your identity changes. You become what you repeatedly do. Now understand this clearly. You will fail sometimes. You will miss habits. You will break routines. That is normal. But what matters is not perfection. It is returning. Coming back every time you fall. There is a simple rule: never miss twice. Miss once, it is a mistake. Miss twice, it becomes a pattern. So return quickly. Always return. Because success is not about never failing. It is about never quitting. Keep going, even when it feels slow. Even when it feels boring. Even when no one notices. Because something is happening. Quietly. Deeply. Powerfully. Every expert was once a beginner. Every strong person was once inconsistent. Every success story started small. But they kept going. They trusted the process. And eventually, everything changed. So stop chasing quick results. Stop looking for shortcuts. Stop waiting for motivation. Focus on systems. Focus on habits. Focus on becoming the person you want to be. Because in the end, your life is shaped by what you do daily. And if you change that, you change everything. There is another layer, deeper than habits, deeper than systems, deeper than goals. It is the way your brain is wired. Your brain is always looking for rewards. It is always asking one question: what will make me feel good right now? This is where dopamine comes in. Dopamine is not just about pleasure. It is about anticipation. It is about desire. It is about the feeling of wanting something. Before you take any action, your brain predicts a reward. And that prediction drives your behavior. If the reward seems exciting, you act. If it seems boring, you avoid it. That is why bad habits feel easy. They offer immediate rewards. Fast pleasure. Instant satisfaction. While good habits often feel slow. Their rewards are delayed. Invisible at first. That is the challenge. Your brain prefers what is easy now over what is better later. So if you want to build better habits, you must bring the future closer. You must make long-term rewards feel immediate. Track your progress. Celebrate small wins. Acknowledge every step forward. Because when progress becomes visible, motivation increases. And when motivation increases, action becomes easier. Now think about this. Every action has two types of consequences: immediate and delayed. Bad habits feel good now, but hurt later. Good habits feel hard now, but reward later. That is why most people struggle. They choose the present over the future. Again and again. But successful people reverse this pattern. Learn to delay gratification. They learn to accept discomfort now for a better future later. That is the difference. Now imagine your life 1 year from today. If you continue your current habits, where will you be? The same or worse? Now imagine changing just one habit. One small improvement, repeated daily. Where could that take you? This is the power of direction. You don't need speed. You need direction. Because small steps in the right direction lead to massive change over time. Now let's talk about habit tracking. Because what gets measured gets improved. When you track your habits, you make them visible. You create awareness. You create accountability. And most importantly, you create momentum. Each completed habit is a signal of progress. A reminder that you are moving forward. And that feeling keeps you going. But there is something important to remember. Do not focus only on results. Focus on the process. Focus on showing up. Because results take time. But actions happen now. Now think about identity again. Because everything comes back to this. Your habits are shaping your identity. And your identity is shaping your habits. It is a loop. A powerful loop. If you believe you are weak, your actions will reflect that. If you believe you are strong, Your actions will reflect that. So change the belief. Change the story you tell yourself. Instead of saying, I can't do this, say, I am learning to do this. Instead of saying, I always fail, say, I am improving every day. Because words matter. Thoughts matter. Beliefs matter. They shape your actions. And your actions shape your life. Now let's be honest. This journey is not easy. There will be moments of doubt. Moments of frustration. Moments when you feel like giving up. That is normal. That is part of growth. Because growth requires discomfort. It requires effort. It requires patience. But the reward is worth it. Because you are not just changing habits. You are changing your life. You are becoming a new version of yourself. A stronger version. A better version. A more disciplined version. Now imagine waking up one day and realizing that the things which once felt difficult are now automatic. You read without forcing yourself. You exercise without excuses. You focus without distractions. You live with intention. That is the power of habits. They turn effort into identity. They turn actions into lifestyle. They turn goals into reality. So don't underestimate small changes. Don't ignore small actions. Because they are shaping your future. Right now. Every choice you make is writing your story. The question is, what kind of story are you writing? A story of excuses? Or a story of growth? A story of delay? Or a story of action? A story of comfort? Or a story of discipline? The choice is yours. And it always has been. So start today. Start small. Start now. Because one day, you will look back and realize that everything changed. Because you decided to change one small habit. Now step back and look at your life one more time. Not from where you are standing today, but from where you are heading. Because direction matters more than speed. You don't need to move fast. You just need to move right. Every small habit is a step. A step toward a better version of you. Or a step away from it. There is no neutral. Every action counts. Every decision matters. Even the smallest one. The extra minute you waste. Or the extra minute you invest. The small choice you ignore. Or the small choice you improve. These moments seem insignificant. But they are not. They are shaping your future. Quietly. Constantly. Relentlessly. Now imagine this. Two people start at the same place. Same background. Same opportunities. Same potential. One makes slightly better choices each day. The other stays the same. At first, there is no difference. Days pass, still no difference. Weeks pass, still nothing. Months pass. A small gap begins to appear. And then, years later, the difference is massive. One life transformed. The other unchanged. That is the power of habits. Small actions. Creating big outcomes. Over time. Now ask yourself. Where do you want to be? Not tomorrow. Not next week. But years from now. What kind of person do you want to become? Because that person is built through habits. Not dreams. Not wishes. Not intentions. But actions. Daily actions. Repeated consistently. Now understand something clearly. You already have habits. Right now. They are already shaping your life. The question is, are they helping you? Or holding you back? If they are helping you, strengthen them. Protect them. Build on them. If they are holding you back, change them. One step at a time. One habit at a time. You don't need to change everything. You don't need to transform overnight. You just need to begin. And keep going. Even when it feels slow. Even when it feels boring. Even when it feels like nothing is changing. Because something is changing. Every single day. You just can't see it yet. But one day. You will. One day. You will look back. And realize that the small choices, the small efforts, the small habits, changed everything. You will see the difference. In your health. In your mindset. In your confidence. In your life. And in that moment, you will understand that success was never about big steps. It was always about small ones. Taken consistently. Now think about today. Right now. This moment. Because this moment is where change begins. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Now. You have a choice. To stay the same. Or to improve. To repeat the same habits. Or to create better ones. To follow the same path. Or to choose a new direction. And that choice is powerful. More powerful than you think. Because one decision can start a chain reaction. One action can begin a transformation. One habit can change your life. So don't wait. Don't overthink. Don't delay. Start small. Start simple. But start now. Because the future is not something that happens to you. It is something you create. Through your habits. Through your actions. Through your choices. Every single day. And if you stay consistent. If you stay patient. If you stay committed. Then one day. You will not recognize the person you used to be. You will be stronger. You will be better. You will be in control. Not because of one big decision, but because of thousands of small ones. And that is the true power of habits. Thank you.